See here. Says we're live as we come to life here at twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman. A little behind the tweet, but it's the Ultra Kayfabe edition of the locker room. So, you got to wait around. We'll see who comes in as I check to see if we are online here.
Tweeting it out, and then I'll bring up the chat room.
Yeah, excellent. Yes, infidels, just let me know everything can be heard before I waste time and have some snafu. But I think here at StreamYard, everything seems to work well on the first time out. But yeah, y'all, there we go. Because yes, y'all, it's the BIN. Bless y'all. Stop hearts like cholesterol. Let's brawl. Never fall. Tear it down like a wrecking ball. Roll call. Where's my infidels? That's one for all and all for one. Stevie draw the gun on impulse. Cash in the envelope. We spend it on kinfolk. Then smoking ounces. We count mills, providing you pure ecstasy without pills. Here on your Friday locker room infidels. Hacker Hamin. Big Stevie Cool. Y'all. Take it, Stevie.
Word.
You know the rules. We don't fuck with fools, man. How the fuck did we get so cool, man? I'll tell you, we got so cool because Big Stevie Cool's in the room, man. That's right, and he can always bring us down when we're getting too heated with his level-headedness, his integrity, and his logical arguments as always. So hopefully we can get him fired up with a couple ribs here in the locker room today and break him as we break Sal and as Greek God Papa Don broke me last night. So it all comes around once again. Good morning, Stevie.
Good morning. Good morning. I assume my kryptonite here on the locker room and on every podcast are wrestling press releases. So there's no secret there. I wanted to say, speaking of cool, and this isn't an official sponsorship, but I have sleeves on. And the reason why I have sleeves on is because I found these shirts, 32 degree cool, which already I'm emailing them with the Big Stevie Cool 32 cool commercial, try to get free stuff, try to monetize it. But these are some of the most affordable, like cheapest, like the shirts are like $7 or $8. The shorts are like $9, and they're so soft that I'm afraid they're made with some type of like dangerous substance. Like I bought a bunch of them. I'm comfortable in them. I don't really sweat as much. And I'm hoping first of all that they aren't made from some kind of deal from Monsanto or something. Or
they're from they actually give orangutans antidepressant drugs, and then they shave them because it makes the hair that much silkier and softer, and then they weave them. So there's a bunch of hopped up bald chimpanzees somewhere, so you can have that shirt, Stevie.
But for $8, who can really complain at this point?
Dollar Shave Club, shave them up. As I see the chat room fills up here, Justin French. Good morning. Greg Moser down there cheering 100 bits says he's about to do his SRF morning routine and listen to the Friday locker room. No better way to kick off your day than that right there. Ken Sorrell and the Buckshot Kid back from last night at our Conspiracy Horseman show. Unfortunately, again, Shane Douglas dealing with a lot of family stuff as his sons head off to college. So understandable to juggle that schedule and come on with us. He's still really excited to do it. Just getting times lined up, but there was plenty to talk about last night from follow-ups on Epstein and the great show you guys did with Billy Ray Valentine. So I could kind of come in and add my 2 cents and a little bit of more follow-up of Stooge Report that's come on. And then talking the new Stooge Report from Project Veritas on Google with Zach Voorhees, who we're going to reach out to and try and see if he'd like to come on a Conspiracy Horseman as well. So as things break in real time, it was a pretty good show last night, and also an interesting mailbag about the possible murder of General Patton. That one piqued my interest, so I'm excited to do a little research on that.
We'd normally balk at that because we never even really looked into it, which is another project to look into, another rabbit hole. But we talked about Admiral Byrd. We talked about General Forstall, I believe his name is, that he just, especially Forstall, who all of a sudden, I think he was even quoted saying, "I'm not suicidal," but all of a sudden he had some kind of mental breakdown and threw himself out a window.
Yeah.
Sounds eerily familiar.
Same with, what's his name? Behold the Pale Horse, Bill Cooper. Right, like they ran him off the road twice and took his legs from him pretty much. And
The thing with that though is I talked to Billy Ray. That's an upcoming episode of the Stevie Richards broadcast. Bill came out and he may have even fired the first shot. So he was the guy that didn't want to take any shit from anybody.
Right.
And I think deep down they knew that. So not really suicide by cop, but really he took his last stand, and I think he knew deep down. So there was no like out of nowhere they kind of came after him, like you said. They ran and tried to run him off the road. They tried to do stuff, and maybe he just said one day, "Fuck this, we're done. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm going down, and they're going to go down with me," kind of
yeah.
thing.
I just watched on Netflix Kill the Irishman, and it's a pretty damn good film that's not well known about the mob in Ohio and this Irish dude, and they actually tried. It's a true story. They tried to take him out like 8 times. I think it was 1971 to 76, and they said in the one summer in 1970 or one year in 1971, 28 bombs went off from those guys doing hits. They were just blowing each other's cars up left and right. It's a pretty good flick, man.
Well,
I
wasn't
was
that what the movie Blown Away was based off of with Jeff Bridges? But it was in
yes,
Boston, like the Irish mob with bombs and stuff
mhm,
like that.
and same crew and that type of shit too.
Dude, that
So
was like the Wild West from because I was from Philadelphia. So,
yeah,
dude, Nicky Scarfo and Angelo Bruno, and the guys were getting whacked like every week on the streets. And like, I can't believe growing up in the 70s and 80s, seeing all that stuff between Philly, Atlantic City. I didn't even know about New York and all the stuff that was going down there with
yeah,
Gotti.
yep.
Who knew one day the biggest thing that I can't understand is why the mafia let the movie Gotti be released. They should have put a couple hits out on that movie.
I
That's like,
know, right?
isn't it rated as one of the worst movies of all time?
It's brutal, dude. It is brutal.
Why is it so bad though?
It's like a caricature of it. You never really don't believe that it's not Travolta, and it just doesn't. It's all just about power struggle instead of action. There's not a lot of show don't tell. It's all tell, tell, tell.
So it probably would have been better if it was like a Dateline NBC thing with John Travolta reenacting it. That would probably be
Could
the
have
only
been,
way it would work.
probably. I mean, you could have just ripped Goodfellas, and they didn't. It's same time period, same sets, same look. Coming off of that, Goodfellas 60s and 70s, going to the 70s and 80s, it was right there. All you needed was the cars and having the guys stand outside and come up and show them respect. Like that's been in everyone, Donnie Brasco, whether it's Sonny Black and all those guys. So I don't know, man. It was just cut and paste of the worst parts of the movies and nothing original that made you be like, wow, he is the Teflon Don and he can have people whacked or whatever. Like they didn't really go into there was no cinematography to it. That sucked. I see Not Jargo in the chat room. Morning, bud. Appreciate all you do on the front end of the week. You guys check out that Monday and Wednesday locker room as well as Hitting the Marks podcast, doing great stuff. I actually got to meet one of the guys from the Gorilla Position, who's an affiliate of what we do too. When we first kind of started out, when I was down in Louisville that way, so it's really getting great for everybody with their side projects, whether it's Voices of Misery, Jargos and Vickery Hitting the Marks, or those Gorilla Position guys. Everybody just moving forward little by little and increasing that following. So we appreciate as you guys share our stuff and help grow the platform. And now tied in with Russo brand. We're going to have cross brand advertising there too. So everything is just progressing nicely, steadily. And it's nice to not have to have it come too fast at you. You know what I mean? Enough is enough.
And I owe Voices of Misery a read, so I'll have to
Yeah,
do a read after we record. I'll record it
sure,
here on the 600. I'll get my $600 worth out of this Roadcaster Pro.
Yeah, they're excited, man. They're super pumped. They've seen all their numbers go up. So
Oh, cool,
very
cool.
very pleased with everybody from Hamin Media brand who's gone over there and subscribed to them and everything they've done for us for this month and re-upping for next month. And it was good on Vince. They could easily have gone on that platform, but where we said, hey, we all get stronger together. I talked to Vince. We're going to split branding, and I think it's going to actually help with a new model with Russo brand and Hamin brand going forward with sponsorships where people are going to get even more coverage. So not just the Podbean style of who we have here. Now you're talking Westwood One putovers, all that stuff. And not that we're reluctant to, but we'd rather see, people who want to sponsor us get best value, most value out of everything. And I think they're going to going forward, man, even more and more excited about it. I don't want to go to copy Stevie, but we kind of need to.
All right, I guess so.
I don't want to see this picture anymore because this shit always grosses me out.
Oh, the
But
Ronda
Ronda
Rousey
Rousey
picture.
suffers
Oh.
gruesome injury while filming Fox show. Former WWE Raw Women's Champ Ronda Rousey suffered a gruesome finger injury on set of Fox's 911. Let's see. It was noted that the report that Rousey completed the scene without breaking character. She was taken to San Diego hospital for treatment. Um, God damn, this pop up came up, and it's not gonna be helpful. So yeah, I mean, you guys have seen it. Her finger's pretty much half off from the stunt, and it's pretty nasty to be sewn back on. I doubt there'll be any feeling left in it whatsoever. I don't think you can connect those nerves to get that again, but gruesome. And here we are, man. The huge build of of Ronda Rousey, and then after WrestleMania, the punishment of I want to go and have kids, or even after Royal Rumble, really, and the payoff there, and just complete silence after I'm taking over pro wrestling. The truth comes out, either you're built for this or you kind of aren't when it comes to being on the road. It's not about $15 Waldorf Astoria salads and shit like that after all. And that here we are, and she's working with Fox, so that may be part of the deal, that they're getting to use her, and she'll come back and do the promotions. Obviously, she'll come back to wrestling, but we saw this with Cain Velasquez making kind of a big mark in the wrestling world in the last 2 weeks, getting a big shine. Not that he's not training down in Mexico, or Matt Riddle, getting pushed to the moon kind of by running his mouth, even though he is more of a character. But there is a resentment to some degree that's starting to build between pro wrestlers and people who made their name in MMA, who are walking into our biz and jumping the line.
It's always going to come. It's always going to creep up. We talk about the women's revolution, and we were just, setting the countdown timer on that, and it seems like it did. It did indeed not have an explosion, but a muted kind of fizzle out due
Yeah.
to that kind of stuff where they didn't want to keep business moving forward. I can't say they were probably too unhappy to see Ronda not come back, but now they still have that kind of feeling, that her with that injury. My God, man, I'm just wondering, like, what are the ramifications moving forward? Is she going to be getting a payoff for that kind of injury if she can't move her finger, and if she ever wants to fight again or do anything athletic? That's going to affect her to grab, to punch, to do whatever she wants to do. Also, I have to assume she's in SAG now, so she's probably got some kind of hazard pay to even be in that situation. And I know wrestling fans don't understand what we're about to talk about with benefits and hazard pay and all that stuff, but she probably got taken care of. And I have to think that SAG is going to step in and get her some kind of compensation
And
for that injury.
does she have a Lloyd's of London, insurance
They've been very,
on
I
her hands
don't,
and shit?
I don't know, because they were very, like, remember, everybody in the business ruined it for everybody else back in
Right.
the 80s and 90s. I can't assume they're going to give a UFC fighter that's a pro wrestler, now an actor, the Lloyd's of London thing, unless she signed a thing with them that she would never go back to either or. What
But it's
her
being
with
like
that
this on the job, whatever you want to call it, not massacre. What's the word I'm looking for here? Starts with mutilation. That would seem to fall directly under. It's not like she heard it in the ring and she can cash in. Like, this is like the big freak accident of, like, holy shit, this is what insurance is for. The once in a blue moon. Well, what if you were on the set of a show and then you got mutilated? Okay, we'll cover that. Like, the way far out 1 in 3,000 chance that she hit it. So I don't know if there is something like that.
I don't know. She better be happy it didn't happen in WWE though.
Yeah, right. Dr. Aman would have her cleared by next week. Uh,
Here's a what did he give him, a Z pack?
yeah,
Here's a Z
yeah,
pack for your finger.
just put a Z pack on it. The swelling will go down. Don't even take the pills. Just put it on there. Bailey posts great Charlotte throwback. What? Miz and Mrs. viewership drops below 1 million. Back in the day, Bailey and Charlotte Flair were best of friends, rising up through the ranks. This is the worst copy ever. Rising up through the ranks of NXT together as members of the illustrious Four Horsewomen faction. Now they're enemies, to the point where they will be squaring off for the SmackDown Women's Championship once again when Clash of the Championships rolls around. Alas, you should never forget where you came from. And the huggable one certainly isn't doing that, with a great throwback, which also features the one and only Dusty Rhodes, where they're at NXT shaking hands. Charlotte, it looked like Charlotte, but I don't know if it is, because Charlotte doesn't look like that anymore. 997,000 viewers, just under 3,000, under a million for Ms. and Mrs.
That's still not too bad.
No, that and they said it's down, but it's really up from where it was. So I'm not sure, these sheet writers, whatever the fuck, they can make it look how they want.
Yeah. What do you think about what do you think about the ultimate lovable, huggable baby face
Ooh,
Bailey shot bullying people?
pushing people off chair like shoot push. That was the stiffest bump on all of Raw, dude. Like right on that metal grate. Like I could feel that shit. Did not look fun.
But what do you think about the way, I mean, she does not come off, she comes off very, I mean, we already said she comes off very insincere and it's very scripted, but it has a very counterproductive tone to what they're trying to present her as, or maybe they're just like you said before, they're letting her go out there and just kill her gimmick.
Yeah, man. I think that it kind of was that where they wanted to be like, all right, she came and said, I want to do something different. Okay, what do you want to do? Well, I just want to break out and be me. Oh, yeah, let's turn you up to level 10. And then her at level 10, she doesn't know what that is because she did NXT cookie cutter scripted shit where people applauded for her. She needs the acting lessons. She needs to become somebody else. She needs to take Kill Bill and pick all the women from there and do monologues and see what feels natural. Which one of the deadly assassins are you? Maybe you're not meant to be that at all. Maybe you're meant to be even a weaker character who goes down that hole. But nothing that she's doing is showing me that she's expanding her range as a performer. And then it's all right. That didn't work. Back to the old thing. We need that. We need you as a baby face right here. And then she goes out and mails in the performance, and that's transparent. You can see through that too. And that's where we are right now, and she's supposed to be the huggable one or the and then she's pushing bitches shoe onto the floor and people are supposed to pop for that. It just
That's a Mean Girls thing.
yeah. Yeah.
But they never, when you look at her gimmick, I mean, people said it was kind of, you know, a female version of what Cena's was. Very colorful, very up, very kid friendly. You never even, I was looking at that and saying she never even took that as far as she could have to monetize it because of the merch, the appearances, all these different things for this PG era and family friendly thing. Even now, when they're edging away from it, she could have stuck out even more and looked even more special. But I feel like they want to be great wrestlers, but they don't want to be great. I'm not going to say characters, great commodities. That's a good word. Being a
Sure.
commodity, being an asset, seeing your money go up. Because if she's half and half, nobody's going to want to know if they can buy her stuff or not. If she's a full blown heel that's cool, people will buy it, like a Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
But if she's also a baby face that are very lovable, very genuine, really cares about kids when everybody else is fucking trying to kill each other, like with the ECW, I'll just give you a thing. Everybody was a tough guy. Everybody was a UFC fighter. Everybody was angry. I was as not lovable, but as goofy and looking like I was having a good time out there and just stood out so much more. If I was trying to be tough, I'd be like
Right.
ranked like 12th. If I was trying to be a shoot fighter, I'd be ranked even lower. If I was trying to be the best wrestler, I'd be ranked at the bottom. But if I was trying to be the best entertainer who was doing the stuff that those guys with their egos wouldn't allow them to show their ass. That's a term in wrestling to say, to show vulnerability.
Her whole thing should be showing it. Like when you said
Exactly.
when you said she didn't cash in on that, if she's the 80s Punky Brewster thing out the side and appealing to kids, kids don't have much. Their imagination is their entertainment. Why isn't she playing out the game? We did the hugging thing. Okay, we broke that barrier between us. Let's do, what else do little kids like to do that is that in the back of the car boredom shit? Let's do the handshakes, the hand clap shit, right? We'll come up with our own thing that way. She should be backstage skipping rope, doing little rhymes and shit. Do house show shit, blowing bubble gum. Who can blow the biggest bubble and gets it on their face? Like, little kid, like how many of those things can you come out with? And she maybe even would get her own bubble gum. She would get her own thing like that nobody else is. So for her to go out there and just not play out the game, the improv game, which is not let's hug, it's how can I translate as many 6 to 8 year old things into wrestling that will give people a nostalgia effect, that are simple and show that we can have a connection together and we don't need to do it anything. Now she's made, but what we're seeing is a mailed in performance.
Well, let's talk about this too, just how far she could have went with Charlotte. If you want to put some reality based into it, I would have said, there's kids watching this show and they see you with plastic surgery and fake breast implants and showing off everything. And look at you. What kind of example are you setting for kids?
Yeah.
And the guys might like it or whatever, or anything. I'm appealing to the future and the moms and dads that are watching this at home with their kids. That's a very real thing. Now you have people that like Charlotte and you have people like Bailey. And also at the same time, look at what Ray does. I would watch Ray and Cena if I was her character and go, how can I take everything I can from them? Because he's still selling a ton of masks. Cena sells them. He's still top merch seller. He's not even on TV.
Right.
Top 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they not looking at that and saying, why I wear the same colors as both these guys? How can I be like that? And ask them, how can I be the female version of what you do without stepping on your toes?
And chances are they'll help give her a shine.
Hey, what do they care? She'll never be as over as them.
Right. So all that shit that they're not doing, or maybe, and I don't want to say because like just put it on the workers. We've heard of this, with the writers. Maybe she is pitching that, and it just gets shot down and shot down and shot.
And maybe
down.
they're making her do that to cut her legs out from under.
Sure,
you're right.
Sure. So don't want to just throw all the heat there because it's what ifs, rumors, and news in your locker room here. Mark Henry says. So listen the fuck up. The inevitable war between WWE and AEW. It's Vince McMahon. Yeah, look at me, pal. Mark Henry isn't surprised that NXT is moving to USA and taking All Elite Wrestling head-to-head, taking on All Elite Wrestling head-to-head. He says the move was really inevitable with the way that Vince McMahon operates. He explained this to the latest on the episode of Busted Open Radio, where he serves as co-host. He says, Vince is looking at wrestling as being his. If you try to take some of that that belongs to him, then he's going to cut off your hand, Henry explained. Reach on my plate while I'm eating and see what happens to your hand. I'm going to stab you in the top of your hand with a fork. That's Vince. Wrestling is his plate, and you're reaching into his plate. In fact, Henry says that McMahon is excited about the challenge. He says, Cole, I know he does. I don't know. Nobody likes to fight or to be a tough guy more than him. Sometimes you can do it with your fist or a pencil. Vince can do it with both. So the big man putting over the boss. Definitely. Vince is probably pumped up and he's got everything, trying to get set in motion. I know with locking down, we talked about this a little bit on Russo brand, that Stooge report I heard was the exact words were nobody's getting fired. And there's, and people in the company think that there's probably 50 or 60 people who are dead weight, but based on the fact that we're going to war, it's lock them down. So here's the thing. And this sounds not desperate or begging, but like in that same realm, if people are locking people down, how do commodities like us popping on Congo Kong, you can name 20 of them who aren't locked down immediately? I don't understand that. That's frustrating to me.
I think there's no mystery surrounding us.
Yeah. I guess with others.
Listen, man, well, if they told me I'm not getting fired, that doesn't mean they're not going to screw with you. It doesn't mean they're not going to make your life miserable. They're not going to change the way they treat people. They're just not going to fire you. Now, if they're saying we're going to take care of our talent, we're going to try to make it a viable place to work, we might even offer a bit more benefits, like the education benefit thing that very little people know about within the company. Thank you, ProWrestlingTees.com/Stevie Richards, because I don't get benefits or nor royalty checks after joining the Raw SmackDown review. My royalty checks have been cut pretty much. I used to get them. Now I don't. So
sorry.
Anyway, no, sorry, man. I missed that $100 every quarter, but it's really just one of those things. Is it really a war? I know that it'll benefit both sides, but who's it going to benefit more to take these actions and sell for AEW? It's going to obviously benefit AEW. And deep down, I think too, Vince put NXT on Wednesday because it's the lesser of the brands. I'm just going to throw something in there. For all we know, he could have threw main event in there. or the whatever
205 Live should be more over, right?
what's
205
that?
Live 205 Live should be more over as it was a, main channel show. Instead, they're going with what's hot with NXT, expanding it to 2 hours. And
Mistake.
yeah, like you've got a lot of people where you have to cover the holes in their game, and you need a lot less for some people to get them over instead of let's pull these super long New Japan matches. And here's the other thing: they're going to main roster. Everybody's pumped. Are they getting main roster pay? What happens when NXT possibly outdraws SmackDown on USA?
Are they going to bump everybody up? I'd say maybe not. No, here's the interesting part of it though. NXT starts now you have a third brand. You have a third brand and it used to be contained within the network. Now I don't know what's going to happen to subscriptions because I'm sure there's a lot of people that like watching NXT more than they like watching the pay-per-views. So they could it could be a wash or it could have no effect. But it's a feeder system to put people up on the main roster.
Mhm.
Now, like you said, if they start drawing ratings and they start having storylines, Vince is going to say, well, these guys are over. I'm going to bring them over to Raw. Okay, well, they're gone from NXT. You just picked them up in a week. We didn't even have a chance to write them off TV or have a blow off. Hunter's going to have a lot of problems because he's like, I used to saying all the time, do good, but don't do too good. If
Right.
they do too good and they get recognized by Raw and SmackDown, and then what we talked about it on Raw and SmackDown review. What if he sees that, okay, well, I'm going to put Rey Mysterio on NXT for a week and I'm going to try to spike the ratings and put, Kofi Kingston on there 1 week. And it's like, okay, well, now it's not NXT. Now it's a third brand of WWE. And I've already
Right.
seen Kofi twice. I've already seen Rey twice. Now you run the risk of that. And then, and I know it's an extreme time, but I think of all these things. Now you have these guys Monday, Wednesday, Friday when SmackDown goes to Friday. What if they have to work all three shows?
Yeah.
Are they going to go home for a day and come back and go home for a day and come back? I mean, if they
Well,
live in Florida, it's
I was
okay.
gonna say there may be some resentment, or it may be okay. Guys go to Florida, be like, shit, yeah, I'll do that and get an extra day at home instead of being on the road. I'd work that show.
Yeah, but what if they got to work Friday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? Now they're like, fly home, work at TV, stay there from noon. They're going to have a day where they start at 11 o'clock or noon because they have to go live at 7 or 8 o'clock. Do you
Right.
see what I mean? Now
Sure.
you have another 12, 15, 14, 16-hour day. And then you
But
come
you're
home, you
sleeping in
sleep,
your
you
own
try.
bed. Yeah.
What's that?
But you're sleeping in your own bed on a Wednesday, get up Thursday to fly out and for Friday. But then guys who are on the road who are saying, well, that sucks because NXT just is going to tape in Florida. So those guys don't have to be on the road and they're getting the same pay. Now you're going to get resentment the other way. So you're kind of
They're going
damned.
to go on the road.
Yeah.
They're going to take it on the road. They're going to take it on the road and they're going to tape it. They're going to start taping it after Raw or something like 205. It's going to
Mhm.
go on at like, you're going to tape 2 hours at like 10 o'clock at night or 11.
Little
And
kid
don't think they
feet.
won't do it. Shotgun Saturday night used to be at like 11:30. They tape it. People are gone. I don't know, man. Well, you didn't even factor in the fact, what if you have an international tour? What if you're on house shows every week? Yeah, you sleep in your bed on Wednesday, you fly out Thursday for a Friday TV, but then you're right on the road Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe a Tuesday house show now to
Yeah.
extend the house show schedule.
Well, they're canceling a lot of house shows too. A lot of SmackDown house shows have been canceled in the last week. I don't have that as a presser, but definitely can look into that.
I believe they should go back, just like when Turner made a mistake of being trying to do house show business. They should be a TV product and that's it.
Yeah.
Everything you do goes on the network or goes on a TV network and that's it. Don't do the like, well, we got to get these guys ready and they got to wrestle on the weekends to do it. You got plenty of NXT house shows and little things like that to get people's conditioning up, recover from injuries, just like OVW. When I went down there and other guys did, it was to get back in shape or do whatever. Don't run these guys and girls to death. You have a TV product, you have Saudi money, you have Fox money. Be happy with it. My God.
Yeah. I'm worried for Ciampa and Gargano having to shoulder all that. Jargo in the chat room says they got a great team down in NXT, but only one has any kind of live WWE TV experience outside of Hunter. Yeah, they got a great team, man, and I'm sure that if Borash is down there and production Jimmy, I'm excited if they're going to get a little more control. You may see creative things trickle upwards because the producers at WWE on the road for Raw and SmackDown probably won't be looking at all their stuff until it hits and you get something that's the level of uh, final deletion, and then it's going to push everybody forward. So I'm kind of excited about letting those production guys shine a little bit.
I'm shaking my head for
No,
people who are listening.
they think they'll shut
Think
them
about
down.
what you just said.
I agree. I agree.
No, go ahead. I want you to give the counterpoint to your own point.
That if you can't get too over because they're just going to push you back down and resent you for it and show you that you're not as over as you fucking think you are, and at the expense of pushing everybody's product and creativity higher, they will ruin it just to fucking prove a lesson to you, even though all I wanted is the best for people. I'm
All
sorry.
we all want is the best. And I don't mean to be negative, but
No.
look at the players involved and look at their history. Not just Vince, not just Hunter's one of the good ones, and he used to be one of the worst ones back when I was there.
Mhm.
Hunter's one of the ones I'm looking at him like, man, I wish he was that guy back then. And you can't imagine how over everybody would be. But you're talking about Bruce, you're talking about Paul, you're talking about Jarrett, you're talking about Hayes, you're talking about this old guard that plays a completely different game that is unfamiliar to the NXT roster. And don't think there's not these elements at the performance center with politics, with bullshit, with agendas. I was there. I saw it in a week. And that's before all these stakes came to be. Now
Mhm.
you have 2 hours of live TV. Now you might have money on the line. Now you have merch on the line. You don't think someone's going to look at Velveteen Dream and maybe he said hi to somebody the wrong way one day?
Mhm.
Buried.
Well,
That's the Shark Tank you're dealing with.
yeah. And the fact that he will shine so bright, and then will that hurt him? Like, will that shotgun him quick into the Royal Rumble because there's a lot of buzz and they want to do that as fast as you can go up, you can burn out real quick instead of having a slow build. And I think that's another dangerous thing that they could be doing with this, with the false positives. William Regal responds to Chris Jericho. Triple H expects or expands on NXT's big move. William Regal responds to Jericho. It takes a special kind of circumstance for Regal to throw shade on social media. As you can probably imagine, Regal's always been pretty cool customer, especially in the last few years since it became more prevalent part of the NXT family. In the wake of today's announcement that confirmed NXT switched USA, Regal took the time to address a quick tweet from AEW star Chris Jericho. He says, "Yes, thank you, Chris." Excuse me. Wait. Jericho says, "Oh, by the way, at NXT on USA Network, hashtag you're welcome, hashtag industry changer." Regal responds with, "Yes, thank you, Chris. From us both being on NXT in 2010 until today, being a mentor, announcer, and GM, NXT has given huge opportunities for many talents who would never have gotten the chance before to be real game changers. And it's all down to you. Thank you so much." So, Jericho saying what's what, but Regal putting over not himself, but the fact that people are working hard and they have an opportunity. Kind of the covert shots back and forth, because I don't think Jericho's going to come back at Regal and really try and take a 1-2 punch where Regal's trying to do things backhandedly but classy, you know.
It was just Jericho's doing his gimmick. That's all he was doing. And
Sure.
Regal came back and kind of half sold for it, but also made the point. It's done. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a back and
Yeah.
forth beef about that.
But that's two guys who, decided to take the shots, and these are the small things in the Civil War that brother versus brother that set it off where it really gets bloody, man. So only somebody's got to get hit with one shot that really stings.
I know, but we're talking about Twitter. Is there really ever any real consequences to, oh my God, you tweeted back something? I mean, we talked about that last night about just selling for people with 3 followers or whatever.
Yeah, I say that, but there is something to it when all eyes are on you. When it's Jordan Grace changing her name to Trish on there and getting into it with Lance Storm and a respect thing like that. So how long is it until people feel comfortable enough in the NXT locker room who aren't, because that's the precedent. That's the precedent that your coach and top mentor can go back at an AEW guy. So what happens when Hangman Page says some shit out of hand to stir the pot, and then Velveteen Dream comes back at him, and then the heat's really on them. You know what I mean? Now we're like guys who are like, dude, you're not over enough to be talking out up for the company on Twitter for WWE. Then the heat comes down, and now AEW got in their ass, or else it goes back and forth, and everybody's like selling for each other. This is the first little crack in the foundation of the Hoover Dam, to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I was going to make a point about it. Oh, by the way, did you hear Charlotte call Alexa Bliss Lexi on TV?
Did she? I
Called
didn't.
her Lexi.
Oh,
So she must listen to the show too.
love it.
Oh, and I also wanted to say that my buddy Johnny Swinger was at the gathering. I think it's called, a whole bunch of NWA people up there in North Carolina. Tony Khan was at a table selling AEW t-shirts. I don't know if he was a guest or an appearance or whatever he was, but he said Tony Khan was
Vince running merch. You go to the arena and Vince is out there running merch.
I knew you would react that way. I did too. I was like, I asked him twice. I go, you sure it was Tony Khan? Because yeah, the guy with the skinny black hair, glasses, and it was Tony Khan. I had the thing up there saying he was there, and he was selling merch at the table. He goes, he's a billionaire. What is he doing?
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. Rene Dupree reminisces about Harley Race knocking out an attacking dog. Rene Dupree recently joined Hannibal TV to discuss his career. During the conversation, he had a funny story about Harley Race. According to Dupree, Race actually stayed at his home during the 1990s while working with Renee's father, Emil. During their time together, it seems as if Harley Race actually helped save Emil during one particular encounter with a dog. Quote, Harley Race, may he rest in peace. In 1990, he came working for my dad. He stayed at our house. He was such a gentleman. One night after our matches, him and my dad were out at a bar, and they cut through a yard to get back to their car. As they cut through the yard, there was a stray dog, a pit bull, who was actually going to run up and bite my dad. So Harley, who had like a metal plate in his arm, I think, he got in a car accident, actually smacked the dog, and boom, knocked the dog out. The story is one that Renee can look back on with a laugh as the two go on to discuss. It seems Harley used the plate in his arm to many different degrees. Thankfully for Harley and Emil, on that particular night, one of them was able to fend off an unwanted attack dog. Good road story, whether or not, give him the old bionic elbow and hot cha, off we go.
Nice.
Stephanie McMahon named Adweek Brand Genius honoree for sports, and straight up Steve Austin ratings down.
You got me. No, I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I was gonna say it for last, but it felt like I needed it there.
That fucking, you knew that would get me.
I knew it.
You knew for a fact. I'm turning fucking red. There's no way. Instantly. I haven't tanned in like a week. Look at my face.
Dude, I know we might have to put this one up on YouTube just to see the color change in Stevie, guys. Timestamp that he legit changed color there. Stephanie McMahon named Adweek Brand Genius honoree for sports. Stephanie McMahon was recently chosen by Adweek to receive an honor in its upcoming 30th annual Brand Genius Awards. McMahon will join the class of 2019 in a ceremony hosted by Chrissy Teigen, hosted on Monday, November 4th, where she and other inductees into a class will be awarded and honored. Straight up Steve Austin ratings down. What the hell? The last ratings for Steve Austin, straight up Steve Austin's television show, are out, and things have gone down since their premiere after starting out with 1.2 million people tuning in. The last episode saw guest Sal Volcano from Impractical Jokers saw 1,078,000. So dropping about 150,000 roughly, which is, not too good. That's about 11% drop of his audience. We'll see if the guests, as they increase, if they'll help with the draw. That Impractical Jokers, man, those guys don't make me laugh. I never found those guys that funny, dude. Yeah. I just don't think their brand of comedy appeals to me that much. Of like, haha, get your bro to go up and ask somebody something, or else we'll get a remote control car with some dog shit on it and chase you around. Like, dude, whatever the fuck. That shit doesn't pop me.
Well, it's not because of Steve, man. Those interact. I forget what kind of interviews they're called. It's like the coffee one, coffee and cars, and they took all the concepts of these interactive, spending the day and interviewing people in different places. That's interesting, and Steve does a great job, like with interviews, and his podcast is immensely popular. and he comes off about as genuine as you can. Because he did an interview where he was like, it was on the hot wings thing. That's what I saw. Like, the ever see the hot wings thing? It's
Yeah, I
pretty
just watched
interesting
it last week.
concept. But he was like, everybody thought, and I thought this when he was in WWE and I was working with him, like, oh, he's kind of a standoffish guy. He's pretty intense. He reminded me of Savage, kind of gave off that vibe.
Yeah.
And he was like, I actually like meeting people and talking to people and getting to know people. That comes across on the podcast now, and probably because he's not swimming with sharks and trying to claw his way and keep his spot when he's made. So he doesn't have to prove anything to anybody now. Looks
I've been
fucking
working.
awesome too.
He
My
looks
God.
great. He looks great. I've been working on my Steve Austin a little bit because I got, as we talked about, expanding Master Shoot Theater. There was
Yeah.
something from that wing episode that popped me, and I have like a good 2 minute sketch that could be reoccurring
Is it
as
the
Steve.
Yokozuna one?
No,
Okay,
it's
good.
not
I don't
that one.
like that humor, but it was funny when the way
Uh,
he put it was still kind of eloquent in a
yeah,
way.
yeah. No, it's not that one. Anything to do with wrestling and Steve Austin actually. So I don't want to stooge it off now and give it away, but remind me to tell you off
All right, cool.
there. Yeah, that was bad. Ad week. I like ad week, but here's the thing with Steph, man. You can't say I hate the word genius and it gets bandied about like that, but like you can't say that she hasn't taken very strange marketing ethics, warp them in a worker way to get what they want coverage wise at a minimum cost with maximum exposure, to look either philanthropic, and using the noble edge effect as a marketing tool. It's very interesting to me, and I can't, as much as that headline kills us, it is kind of warranted. I mean, I don't give a shit about ad awards. I've worked in major agencies where people go nuts for them, and it's her just, staying out there as the empowering women movement and all that kind of shit. But as a worker and a marketing person, they have earned some like pat on the back for carrying out the ultimate plans that could have flopped easily.
I'll give you that. I mean, this is something that it just bothers me a little bit because it's obviously I think it's obviously some paid advertising. There's
Sure.
money being exchanged. It's the muscle and fitness effect. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
You can't go all these people in muscle and fitness for no good reason, except the
Well,
fact that, and my wife actually had reached out to the photographer for muscle and fitness before, and he smartened her up a little bit. Like, I wanted to have Stevie Richards Fitness shoot, and hopefully they could cover it. And there was tears
oh,
of what they were
how
talking
you
about.
how good you can get a quarter page ad or whatever.
A
Well,
quarter
here's
page, an article they
yeah,
call it.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
get an article.
info.
You've seen it before. You read like 3 pages, like, oh, this is a pretty cool sign. Oh,
Oh,
yo, now you have the fucking. I see the bottles and the pills and shit like that.
well, here's how I think this will make you happy to sum this up. The very first thing I tell my students day one, or did in my upper level advertising classes as they walk through the door, and I've already conditioned their minds from other classes, is advertising is the most racist, sexist, ageist marketing activity that you can take place in your lifetime. So if you have a problem with that, this may not be the class for you. So Stephanie winning an award for partaking in the most ageist, sexist, and racist, work that there is seems apropos. It's just that only marketers know that that's really what we're doing.
Well, congratulations then. Well deserved.
Well earned. Triple H on NXT's move to USA Network. This just isn't the destination. This is the start. Triple H spoke with WWE.com about NXT's big move to USA Network coming in September 18th, where the show will air live weekly from Full Sail. The game reflected back on the journey the black and gold brand took to where it is today, but it also reiterates that this is just the start for his baby. Quote, yeah, man, it's been a crazy journey of something that I don't think most people thought would ever happen, but this was the kind of vision of it, from starting out with a partnership at Full Sail and having bring in main roster stars to get us able to have enough people to put on a show each week, to where they got to the point where they didn't want to see those main roster stars anymore, to where we stopped calling it main roster because NXT was just becoming white hot, and we didn't want to we didn't have a distribution home for it. We've seen international here, and it was the US. In the US, it was just an eclipse. We were the first live show on WWE Network. NXT Arrival was the very first sort of sort of it, and then Takeover that we did, it was on the network. It was something live that we could go to on the network. So this isn't reading well as conversation.
You
Whatever.
say
Just
that
put it
every
over.
week. Why are you so surprised?
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, putting it over, but it's his baby, and how much has he been marginalized by Vince in the last 3 months since WrestleMania, as we've heard about that. And even on Conan, he put over that the word backstage right out of Vince's mouth was, I can't give it to them. They're going to ruin it. God damn it. Everything I built, I can't give it to Stephanie and Triple H. Like, now we're talking some Shakespearean Hamlet level shit, dude. Some King Lear, Macbeth shit. So that interests me a lot. And now here's Triple H burying the main roster and putting over his baby NXT, which he should, but tells a greater tale if you've been following the story.
Well, if you really want to take it all the way, that's the show.
Right.
That's the show. If you want to involve wrestling, now you have a war within the company. You know, you don't need AEW to have a war.
No.
And you feature Vince and Hunter, but they got to get out of the way and not take up a 20-minute segment on the TV every week with a promo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but how soon do they go to the easy angle of a Ciampa or somebody like getting heat on Hunter, and then Hunter comes out of retirement to wrestle them at Takeover? Or I've waited for it because it's got to be Ciampa too, is the guy, or Dream, one of those two guys.
They'll also do Sean and him versus Ciampa Gargano.
That's, but here's the thing with that. Who was I'm trying to think of who it was. There was somebody that was going to wrestle one of those guys, and I was like, oh man, no, I'm thinking about the Cody. You know, oh, shit, what was it? When I was looking at Cody and Dustin versus the Bucks, I was like, I think I said that's going to be tough. Dustin's about the only guy I could think of at that age that can hang with them, but how are the styles going to clash? And it turned out to be very good. But how are Gargano and Ciampa going to be able to do their rapid fire stuff? More so Gargano than that. And how are Shawn and Hunter, after seeing the way in a match with Taker and Kane in Australia, or the other matches they've had since they've come out of retirement, these are kind of slow plotting, good psychology matches. You have a Gargano, which his is very quick, and they might still be selling when he's going for move 2, 3, or 4 in the combo.
Yeah.
Do you see how it has a potential to be really exposing for Hunter, really exposing for Shawn? And also, dude, I'm just looking at the size difference. Like if I stood next to Gargano or even Ciampa, I'm a big dude. And I'm nowhere near the size of Hunter.
It's going to expose him in a lot of ways. There's no doubt about it. We'll see if he can get out of the way. But Jargo says in the chat room, he popped and he saw the first SmackDown on Fox commercial, and the first person in the advertisement, Game. So, you know, big comebacks. AEW announces matches for upcoming first 5 shows on TNT card. I don't know why they're doing that, but
for all 5 of them?
They're partial announcements, not the full show. But yeah, they do it for October 2nd in DC. Moxley confirmed to appear. Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara. Bucks and Omega versus Jericho and 2 mystery opponents, which will probably be is it LAX they announced? I wasn't sure if they're going to go with
well,
that.
It might be Lucha Bars, but LAX is gone.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
First ever AEW women's champ will be crowned. I wonder, you know, how they'll do in singles as opposed to doing the wrong hot
I wonder
tag.
who that'll be.
Yeah, maybe. October 9th, Boston, it's Moxley versus Spears. Bucks versus Private Party for the tag titles. October 16th in Philly, Jericho versus Hangman Page in the winner versus TBA. And then first women's title defense in Philly there. October 23rd in Pittsburgh, Moxley will wrestle, and semifinals of AEW tag title tournament. And October 30th in West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, Jericho will wrestle. AEW tag champs will be crowned. So crowning their women's and tag champs that way. And then after here, we'll see what happens with Jericho and his title.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot, man, because now you have a blueprint. Now you're letting people know what's coming. You're advertising main events or matches for things. It's, I think they realize the product is enough to garner some kind of interest or maybe ticket sales, but you give them a match, you give them an idea, you give them, and now I don't, I just have a question after I say this, but now you have, okay, now on this date, we have to write for this, then we have to follow up with this. I mean, barring injury, then we got to do this, then we got to do this. And you have a thread as you're marketing and promoting and papering towns with this match that you can promote. My question is, I thought they didn't have TV writers. I thought they didn't. I'm very unclear on how the creative process and all this other stuff has been hashed out to this date.
Well, they probably booked their champions, went back from there on how they wanted to, but
No, who are the writers? I mean, who's
oh,
writing the shows?
yeah, it's Bucks and Cody and Omega. Absolutely. I don't think anybody else is getting to deal with their own business, but and they're laying it out for everybody. And then, Bucks come to Josh afterwards too. Not like Josh is booking their business, but he'll say this, would be the way to go that way, or they'll say, "What did you think? This, that, and the other." And Josh doesn't pull any punches. He helped make them into CW, so they trust him. XFL announces names and logos for all 8 launch teams. XFL has officially announced them. From the video, XFL Commissioner Oliver Luck and ESPN's Laura Rutledge and Fox Sports 1 Colin Cowherd, announced, not Coward, but Cowherd, announced each of the teams. It's Coward. The St. Louis Cowardly Liars. The St. Louis Cowardly Liars. No, the St. Louis Battlehawks, the Tampa Bay Vipers, the New York Guardians. I bet people will be hot that they're not the Hitmen, but in the age of mass shootings, I think they probably scrapped that one. The New York Guardians, the Seattle Dragons, the LA Wildcats, the DC Defenders, Houston Roughnecks, and Dallas Renegades. Get your jerseys now and early, as they will surely become collector's items in the next 5 years. Stevie, anything on the
Randy Orton at the Tampa Bay Vipers game? I just all I saw when I saw those things. Like, you're already trying to figure out there's going to be the Guardian coming soon to WWE. Like, they're going to have there has to be some kind of crossover. But those logos are like basically look like, I don't know what the modern version of Microsoft Paint is, but they are not very creative. Like logos, like Houston has an oil thing with an H.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They definitely haven't been focusing. I don't think, man. I think it's all hands on deck for Saudi Arabia and SmackDown and now NXT. And dude, here's what's going to suffer again. And I think we have a presser about Vince stepping away to take care of that business. We'll see. Rusev looking jacked, showing off clean shaven look. He posted on his Instagram, Rusev Vig, picture of him in Sheamus's home gym. He says, don't tell Sheamus I'm naked in his gym. He does have shorts and shoes on, but no beard. He kind of looks like Ali, from who I used to manage, Muhammad Ali Vaez, when he gets pissed off. But dude, super jacked, Brock Lesnar size traps, huge striations, massive veins, pumps in a bicep that's twice as big as when he wasn't on there. You want to talk about passing the eye test? Holy shit, bro.
Well, I'm sure, but also being at home and working out and dieting and not being you're having proper rest of 1 hour can really help you. No, he looks great, but the road can age you. The road can take all that striation away. It can take all just flying even bloats you. Being in the hotel bed. I mean, there's certain aspects to what they're looking at now. Like I said, if they're a TV product, it may alleviate that everybody could come out looking and performing much better. The fact he's not on TV and Rusev Day is dead and the original like riding out on the tank at WrestleMania version is dead.
What happened? How do we not know what happened?
You know what happened?
What?
You know who happened?
With Lana?
Yeah, man.
You think it's just the residual heat from her wanting to wrestle?
No, I just think she wanted to be part of his deal.
Oh, and they're like, fuck it.
It never fit. I mean, you had Rusev Day and all of a sudden Lana Day and all of a sudden this, and it got so watered down and it didn't seem like the same. It was
Yeah,
the Yoko Ono effect, dude.
very much so. Very much
The
so.
riding on the tank thing was just like he had to beat Cena
Mhm.
to make that work, but it wasn't going to happen.
That flag match was dog shit too with him and Cena.
Hmm.
So bad. But then they got back over with Aiden. But dude, this is really it. At the fact of they're pissed at one person and it's heat by association. 3 careers have been completely terminated and ruined really this year in
All
2019.
they had to do was stay small for a couple months and not be on social media and not do all this stuff, or convert the social media over back to she should have put the dress back on, became Ivan Drago's wife, cut promos, did all that stuff, and stayed in character. And they would have said, okay, 2, 3 months of that, what's old is new again. We're gonna
Instead,
bring that back.
she's doing unboxings and wearing USA bikinis and shit for like metrics on her Instagram that aren't getting her any money or back on TV. And if word is nobody's getting fired and you've got heat, what's that mean? You're sitting at home doing unboxings of Instagram all day long.
And getting more views than I do, editing all day.
I think if you started wearing bikinis and hashtagging it the right way, we could get those views up. It might not be from the demographic you want, but it'll be from the demographic that
Demographics are demographics. I don't care. They're
expendable
not.
income. You might not like some of the
I'm
comments.
just letting you know that I'm shirtless in some of these videos. Go watch all of them repeatedly and click. It's like the comments when somebody says something stupid, and I go watch the video again and see. I watched it again. We'll watch it again. I watch it again. I still hate you. Watch it again. Yeah, I got 4 bonus views off that.
Nice. Isaiah Scott wants to join the WWE 205 live roster permanently. NXT superstar Isaiah Scott revealed he would like to join the roster permanently. He was part of the 5-on-5 elimination match this week and impressed highly with Swerve admitting he wants to join that cruiserweight brand. He says Swerve never gets tired of this atmosphere. The 205 live locker room is incredible. Best talent in the world. Swerve deserves to be a part of that. So me personally, I would love, love, love to be here permanently. 205 live, Swerve's house has a ring to it, don't it? Let's listen to the WWE universe on this one. Scott said. So I'm not really familiar with Swerve. I know he's NXT property, and he got
Is
a
that
shot.
Shane Strickland?
Is that Shane? It
I
didn't look
think it's
like it.
Shane
Yeah,
Strickland. It used to be Swerve. Yeah, they changed the name. Well, why did they
he
do
was
that? I
kill
don't
shot,
know.
right?
Huh?
He was kill shot.
Yeah, he was under a mask in MLW, right?
No, Lucha Underground. I really wanted to work with him and I thought we might get to do something. We pitched it. He was down for it because that was one of the best things Lucha Underground did were those, movie style uh intros. And they really did a great one with him running through a terrorist camp, killing people
Oh
left.
yeah, I remember that.
It,
Yeah.
it was so well lit, looked great, looked like the movie Traffic, like the lighting in the desert. And I just thought to myself, damn, wouldn't it be an awesome follow up where they make him the hero and doing that, killing Al Qaeda? And I love that. I loved how it looked movie wise. But what if you came back and did one with me? I'm in that camp, and you show the other side of that where one of his stray bullets kills one of my little daughters or something. Now, as a heel, I've got a fucking real id to go chase this guy and do something. Like I thought there was a fucking awesome. He liked it, and I just it never got back to me because of whatever blackball bullshit or who knows for 1,000 reasons. But I thought that would have been an awesome follow up to that.
They made their guys look like stars with those movies, but they didn't pay them like stars.
No,
So
they spent all the money on production.
yeah.
Let's hear what this guy has to say. Brian Alvarez on what it'll take for wrestling to go through another boom period. Was that as bad as the Steph one or no?
What's that? I'm just want to hear it because this is I mean I have my own answers.
All right. I'm not going to go through the top copy about where Alvarez was talking about it, but he says, well, I mean, I think the number one thing that about WWE has been on the network TV over the last couple decades. Stuff like UPN, but it never led to a boom period. I mean, you can be 120 million homes, which is great. Fox is a huge platform, but at the end of the day, a bad show. And man, if you follow television, there's some shows that people really like that get canceled all the time. All the time. And I mean, at the end of the day, the network is important because I mean, when Lucha Underground was on El Rey, I mean, it was just it wasn't a big enough platform. But you've got to present a good show. That's it. And not only do you have to present a good show, but you really have to have another boom period. You have to have a period that presents another good show where you have The Rock, Steve Austin, Vince McMahon versus Steve Austin, dynamic. You have to have something. And when I watch WWE now, they don't have a Steve Austin. They don't have a Bruno Sammartino. They don't have a John Cena right now. And this idea that, oh my God, they're going to Fox, and all of a sudden we're going to have a new boom period. I mean, I don't think that them going to Fox is going to lead to a new boom period. Now, a year from now, we could be talking about a new boom period. But the reason we could be talking about it is because AEW is on TNT. And if that takes off and WWE, like they really need to make some changes, I don't know what the changes would be, by the way. But number one, they would be getting rid of Vince, and that's not going to happen. But AEW on TNT and WWE moving to NXT and Raw and SmackDown being on Fox. I mean, there's a lot of synergism here that could lead to a whole boom period, but none of that I just said is solely because WWE is moving to Fox. You'd have to have good competition. You'd have to have people on AEW catching fire, and you'd have to have WWE letting somebody take off. They have that one person, and they'd have to have that person to be number one. So really at the end of the day, what he's saying, there are no stars that draw outside people. There are no storylines that are captivating. And unless AEW can make somebody that's going to become a new household name, it's going to be tough.
They do have a star, Drew McIntyre, that they keep messing up. They have Braun Strowman, which they keep messing up. They have Bobby Lashley, which they keep messing up. These are guys that, and I mean, if they even put the title on Drew, they still have to undo months and years worth of damage to this property, to this commodity. Well, so there are people there that can do it. Where's Drew McIntyre been? He wasn't on the shows this week, was he? Did I miss that?
He was on this week. He was on Raw.
But I forgot.
In a tag, in that opening tag where they shouldn't have touched from
King. But see, I forgot that. Yeah. But I still remember, like I was talking about on the Raw SmackDown review, dude, even this 24-hour thing came up from WWE the day of the Raw reunion. I'm watching Austin walk through the hallway. He looks like a monster as he's interacting with Ricochet and these other guys. He's just jacked. He looks like it's just, you look at the difference, it just exposes. That's the kind of stuff where a Drew McIntyre, even that there's something missing from him, from Braun, and from Lashley, that Austin was still more than a one-dimensional character. He was put in the different situations, which made him a three-dimensional character.
Well, that's it. That's
still wanting to be. What's that?
The situation isn't being provided. We have Bobby Lashley talking out of his ass and doing things with Sami Zayn in a fucking obstacle course and the sisters and this shit, when he should have come back in with American Top Team, gone right at Brock, and we have fucking credibility on the belt. Why wouldn't they? Because he's coming from Impact. Bobby Roode. Yeah, we'll get a shine off him, make him look like Flair, but he isn't shit now. Bobby Roode hasn't done one goddamn thing since he's been there, and that's your next Steve Austin. EC3, a made guy, even a former WWE property before he went to Impact and made himself. Doesn't do fuck all, and could have been your next John Cena. You want heel John Cena? There he is right there. So guys who are coming over, including Drew, are marginalized on some Impact. You went to Impact and got over? Well, fuck it. We'll get a little out of you, but we're not going to make you to what we should. So they're not even using the megastars. Like, there is the argument of, look at Ricochet, look at Austin. One's a boy, one's a man, one's a mark who got over on his athleticism in the indies, and we hired him because he's an indie darling, not because he's a real mega power star draw that's proven he can't even promo. Now here's Austin standing next to him, but you can't just say, well, their whole roster is like that. And it's different because Bobby Lashley is not like that. Bobby Roode does look like an Austin level, ravishing Rick Rude's type star, but you're not using them. Instead, you're doing ribs of, you need to be this tall to be in the King of the Ring tournament.
Starring their talent. Starring Chad Gable, who's an Olympian.
Yeah. Yep. Dog shit. So the point of Alvarez's thing is, it's Vince got to go. Got to go.
He's not going to go because there's nobody. How can there be a vote of no confidence when he owns most of the stock, even after selling off a bunch? How can anyone, including, you make a move at him? It's like Shakespearean the
Cut
plays.
your hand
You
off.
make a move at him and it doesn't go, you're done.
Yeah.
He'd close up NXT in a day to prove a fucking point. You come at me, Hunter. All right, we're gonna swallow all these guys up or bring them up or die a slow death
Yeah.
where you're basically, oh, we're gonna bring your guys up to Raw. We're gonna make them get squashed, and then your champion can go back on Wednesday and defend their title.
It'll be interesting to see who gets caught up in the crossfire on that, man. As it does come, because there's going to have to be war moves to make.
Can you imagine? Like, there's been pictures. I'm sure they bring the grandkids over. I'm sure there's family get-togethers and dinners and by the pool. Can you just imagine the either I don't think they can compartmentalize it, but there has to be this phony politicking at family functions. This is all going on. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, or the Saturday or whatever, you got Declan's birthday party.
Right.
And they're all hanging out. And like it doesn't come up, or it does come up, and there's
After he
this
squashed the Viking experience, like they had this whole thing. Yeah, we're gonna get him over. Yeah.
yeah,
And
but
like then they changed the name and games back. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And then they got to go to Rogan's fucking high school concert.
but this is the real life some Joe AJ thing where they're sitting there at the Chick-fil-A and the kids are playing, but
Yeah.
they're fucking talking
Right.
like really, and the kids are coming in like, oh, great job, buddy, and looking like you're fucking killing me.
Yeah.
You're fucking killing me, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then they come back, oh, that looks great. Yeah, I see you jumping in the pool. Good job.
Good dive.
I'm gonna fucking bury you, right? Dude, that's the show.
Yeah.
That's the show.
It'd be so good, dude. It would be so fucking real, so good. Kills me.
And dude, we would pitch that to Vince and Hunter. I don't give a fuck. Do you? I did back in the day. I don't now. Just to say we did it. If they fired us right there, we'd be on the plane, like streaming, like, can you believe this is what we did?
Yeah, and then 2 weeks later, you would see that scene after we are not getting paid for it,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
gave it to him. But I don't give a fuck. Like at this point, who gives a flying fuck? What's it hurting? SmackDown viewership dropped slightly, but stays steady. Final figure came out to 2.142 million, down from 2.164 million. So they lost what is it there? 20,000 people.
I popped so hard for these press releases. Hey, it was down, but it was up. It was
Yeah.
down, but it was steady. Like what world are we living in, man?
Yeah, that he says, well, when you consider the fact that last week's episode was post SummerSlam episode, that's not a bad day at the office. But we'll see. Yada yada. All right, what else we got here? Wrestle Pro Alaska features Bret Hart, Tyson Kidd, Road Warrior Animal, and The Miz faces Xavier Woods for Divas title. What the fuck? Wrestle Pro Alaska, they're going back December 7th. They got a stat card. Joining the likes of Killer Cross, Bret Hart, Colt Cabana, and Scarlett Bordeaux are Animal and Tyson Kidd. Here's a full description of the show. Oh, follow Boz on there too. Good, man. Shout out to those guys that they're letting Buck do his thing, and now even getting more WWE legends to push there. I know they had an awesome show and said, hey, let's take New York wrestling to Alaska, and they were excited about it, and it went well, and Kevin Matthews is all gung-ho about doing it again. They got guys teaching at their dojo, so right now WrestlePro's got a lot of momentum since Buck got signed as a producer, as he should, and shine some light on there, so I'm excited for him. And then it says, Miz is in trouble with his wife now. In a bet, Xavier Woods put Miz and Maurice's Divas title on the line in a game of Street Fighter 2. So we'll see who wins that one. I'm sure it's on up, up, down, down as well. Who's your guy in Street Fighter 2?
I don't know. I haven't played in so long. I like the fact that like Paul London used to tell me they go over for, I forget what promotion it was, but you used to have all these characters and you go over and you rehearse for a week and you get paid a lot of money. Muda was involved with it, and they had an M. Bison character who Chono played. Do you remember that Japanese promotion?
Yeah,
it was the Ice Princess they had and all this other stuff.
I remember him dressed up with it, and M. Bison was my guy too, so that's why I popped for it when I knew you were talking about when you said that.
I forget the name of it. It wasn't DDT. It was something. It was it might have been Monster or something. I don't know, but I remember it. I lost my thought. Jesus,
Bison.
No, the Miz and Maurice, and then
Oh, they used to go over there and play. Oh, you're
no, it's
talking.
something. Oh, I'm actually thinking about because I'm not staying in my lane once again.
Mm,
There's a great way that you can mod the one up arcade cabinets with Raspberry Pi and get every console on there, and you can put different buttons and better joysticks and light it up with LED strips. So I'm thinking about buying the Street Fighter 2 one up arcade, switching out the buttons, drilling some holes, doing the coin thing, yeah, where you can add credits and put that, and it'll be right behind me here, right under my wedding picture, which will be great. Not like I took enough space in this apartment yet, but my wife was all up for it. I said, "Oh, I'm thinking about doing this," blah blah. And she goes, "Oh, I can play Miss Pac-Man and all these other games." I'm like, "All right, well, I'm
hell
not going to
yeah.
tell you how much the cabinet is now. I don't need this. I don't need to say anything now about that."
Nice, nice.
So I had another point I forgot, man, but that Miz and Maurice thing, man, I'm so happy for him with getting the ratings outside of WWE and showing that stuff and not having it be a fucking train wreck. They still come across as a fairly normal family, just putting scripted,
Mhm.
goofy things, but they don't come across as like total divas kind of
No.
bullshit.
He
I like it
highlights
so
the
much
mother
better.
he highlights the mother-in-law, makes her a character, makes himself look human, still tries to keep his superstar persona while battling being, a dad to somebody like that. It's all good. I think he really knew coming from a reality show background originally that this is how he's gonna stay over and get over instead of how Total Divas was with the whining and the bullshit and you couldn't even sit there and listen to their voice for 2 minutes. Turn the channel heat.
Do the impression. Do it.
I can't right now. I will. I'll come back with it. Bully Ray says Vince McMahon challenging AEW is smart business. All Elites Wrestling it says no matter what AEW moves AEW makes, Vince knows he cannot let them run unopposed. Whether he's doing 1 million viewers or 10 million viewers, you never want to allow your audience to go sample that other product. Now, of course, there's going to be a section of fans that you're not going to have control of. There are going to be many WWE fans who go and check out AEW. The idea is to keep as many eyes on your product. So no matter what chess moves AEW made, Vince is going to counter it. And now, knowing what we know about how Vince operates, if AEW would have a live show on TNT before All Out, you think Vince McMahon will counter program against it? I think so. I think he's gonna, you know, is there any personal heat between Cody? He goes on to about destroying the throne and that kind of shit. Well, I wish there was, dude. And the fact of then Cody comes out afterwards and said it wasn't that, dude. Why fire shots and not stick to your guns, man?
I don't know. I don't know why you would do that and say like, what was it supposed to be then? If it was exactly like Triple H's throne with the skulls and you took a sledgehammer to the throne, what else can it be?
I mean, it's exactly what you wanted symbolically, and they all pop for it. And it's the same as the Sean Spears taking they're giving the chair shot that fucked them up, and then I'm apologizing for that. They get good heat based on a fuck you, and then they SJW and backtrack and kill kayfabe just to appease some mark reporters in a goddamn post show press conference that should be worked.
Those have to stop.
Well, I mean, it depends on how much merch Con sells at the next show.
I wonder if there's a press conference after that.
I'm
Yeah, I
not
thought we sold a few good shirts, a lot of 5XLs out there. I'm glad I brought extra ones.
yeah. Nah, that's the only shirt I actually have for the show this weekend is one 5XL Horseman shirt. We'll see who walks away with that one.
They'll be fighting over it.
I just didn't order any beforehand. Let it go by the wayside. It'll be an 8x10 and $5 face slap weekend. I'm not even going to read this last bit of copies. It's all bullshit. William Regal doesn't feel bad for Mia Yim. Neither do I. She's signed and an awesome wrestler. So Stevie, that's it for the copy today. Kind of a weird and off news day. I mean, thankfully Steph is getting her Ad Week award for being the genius that she is. Finally, the kudos that's deserved. We'll see if Rusev gets any comeback off this at all, trying to, set the spark of showing how jacked he is. That's going to trickle up through the Stooge report, and somebody who's on Team Jared or Team Bruce is going to go, dude, you got to see how jacked he is. We got to bring him back as a surprise.
To put
And
over
that's
Ricochet.
yeah, put him over, and Ricochet will get over on him. So I think that's exactly what he's trying to do. We'll see if Lana comes in that package or if Aiden English has a rebirth maybe here in NXT. But there's just so many talents that are already forgotten about. The saddest thing of the week by far is no more Nakamura promos. And I don't know how I'm going to deal with that going forward, Stevie.
I know. As soon as I saw that I'll be doing the talking for Nakamura, I knew something died inside of you. And then what if Asuka goes with Sami Zayn and you don't get the Nakamura Asuka commentating WrestleMania moment that you
I'm
need.
done. I'm done watching wrestling then. Voices of Misery with a question we can finish up this way in the chat room says, what the hell happened to the Big Show during WrestleMania 2000 where Stevie Richards got plugged into the storyline? He says he feels like he's the only one that remembers that, or has he been Mandela affected by the game?
No, I don't know what happened either. As a matter of fact, Big Show used to rib me about it from time to time, but it's a point of contention. I actually have was it No Mercy that he talked about? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
no,
Oh
it
no,
wasn't No Mercy, it was another
that's
game.
WrestleMania 2000.
WrestleMania 2000. I don't know what happened. I just know that I got the royalty check and I was very happy with it, but he made $1 million a year, so he should be equally as happy. But video game people put it over like there's like I'm a glitch in the game or something, or like I can't
What
believe
happened
they
to the
did that. Like I have more heat for that than anything I did in wrestling.
I thought he was talking about a real storyline. I didn't know it was the video game. What happens? Like you get plugged into a Big Show storyline, and then all of a sudden you're
Two of the
oh, yeah,
best wrestling games ever made.
nice.
How did that happen? Raven on the cover,
With
good politicker there, and
that.
Goldberg, Nash, and Hogan. That was a good deal for him, man. He didn't realize what that means.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
what was it in the video game? Your
No,
character.
I would play. He was out of the video game and I was in the video game. I don't know what
Oh,
happened.
Big Show was out and you were in.
Yes.
Oh,
So it was like I replaced him in the video game. I don't know what happened. You know what it could have been, dude? Because that's why I got so many action figures. Because people are like, how's he getting all these action figures? I was just one of the people, well, maybe the only person who was really nice to Peter who worked for Jack Specific. He was a cool guy, liked games, had a hockey background. We talked like regular people.
mm-hmm.
So like, they made the action figure. I was like, dude, and I emailed him and said, dude, thank you so much. This is really cool. And he goes, anytime you get new gear, just send me 4 pictures of all 4 sides and I'll make your figures for you. And I just kept sending them. So
That's awesome, dude.
So being, in the video game people too, I'd be like, I really appreciate you guys putting me in the game. I'm a huge video game fan. I play games. I play these games. So maybe that's what put me in the game. Like, man, he'd appreciate it. Maybe I will do it for him.
Absolutely. Just putting yourself in their mind and showing appreciation for someone who's doing something to make you even bigger celebrity. Absolutely. Behind the scenes, they always appreciate that. I know I do. That's why I try and put over all of our producers here, like, with getting all this content out there. People don't realize the hours, and they do. People do realize it. Our diehards, because they'll send cheer bits or send a PayPal, and even for my birthday and that kind of shit, of buy some whiskey, so they know we're up late night and doing extra things, going to Bigfoot museums and all that extra effort, man. So it's definitely appreciated across the board in any type of production for that.
Is your birthday today, or this is the only thing I have Facebook for? What's that?
Tomorrow, 23rd.
Okay, I'll make
So
sure.
yeah, I guess today if you're listening this Friday, but it's fine. As we wrap it up there, I think you're going to get the inside stooge from a WrestleMania 2000. You're not going to find that stooge report on any sheets of whatnot. I think it'd be funny if anybody sees the Big Show to kindly get him on camera and start ribbing him, saying, "Are you still hot about Stevie Richards taking your spot in WrestleMania 2000?" I think if we can get that footage, that would be awesome. So that's your guys.
In today's day and age of this reality TV and WWE.com, right before I got released, do you know what Big Show and I were going to do on a weekly basis?
Video game review?
No. Oh. He wanted, because he was like, you're in great condition, you have great stamina and everything and all that stuff. So we were going to spar every week with boxing gloves to get his conditioning up. Could you imagine that on a fucking like show?
That'd be scary, dude. Well, what would be good is I know you could train him and get him in great shape, but at the same time, I would like to see scared BWO Stevie Richards having to get in the ring and spar in a worked sparring match with your reactions of how you would have to really do it, that would pop the shit out of me too. So I'd
Yeah.
like to see the comedy version and the real shoot fight version.
Well, there we go. And I didn't smarten him up to the fact that I couldn't box, but it was all in good fun.
I don't think it really matters when you're fighting a giant, like the acumen of your boxing level. It's just
Yeah.
survival at that point, man. But we're trying to survive here, you guys in the locker room, as we have to read all this terrible copy. And you can help us out by going to our prowrestlingtees.com/Stevie Richards Infidels. Let's see, I get the other one up there, /Ben Hamin, as we do more on StreamYard, trying to bring a cooler content to you guys. We really like this StreamYard streaming platform, and helping us to get better video, not have to rely on Skype. We used Skype last night. We may go to this on Horseman. We'll see, but I love Stevie's production, so there's a reason to stick with Skype there, because we have so many things to overlay and show you guys in real time on the show. And Stevie's been doing a great job as our live Ecamm live switcher on that to bring up things as they come up in the conversation in the chat room or whatever at twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman. Stevie, what's going on for you this weekend, man? How can we support everything you got going on and new content coming out? Let us know.
I just have to say, I feel so comfortable. Please don't let these shirts and shorts be like carcinogens.
Okay.
Please, please. I pray to God. All right. So, StevieRichardsFitness.com, the 12 and 16 week resistance band training program. Also, we have videos such as the full body workout video, the shoulder mobility video, and the brand new chair resistance band workout video. So go there, check those out. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, StevieRichardsFitness@gmail.com. YouTube channel, Stevie Richards. I'm actually today, as we're recording, putting up an overview of the current state of Retromania Wrestling with the founder, Michael Herman, and it features Stevie Richards Fitness Gym. So as you go through the training in story mode, you go to the Stevie Richards Fitness training facility. So they've really come through with the agreement that they said they were going to promote Stevie Richards Fitness on more of a level than they even promised.
Yeah,
so I really do appreciate that. And it's cool to have my brand kind of cross over into a game.
I saw him talking about the bugs that they're going to fix. And even in the background, he was just flipping through them, and Stevie Richards Fitness right in there. So they're showing it as a main, staple of where you can go to have that gym. I just think it's awesome. It looks so cool. And I think it actually looks better than the three other main ones that I saw them do. Yours, the branded way. I like the look of the whole thing. It looked very cool, man.
I'm very, very fortunate. And they actually created the brand new t-shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/Stevie Richards, the Borg SRF shirt, which basically resistance bands are not futile. And if you're a Trekker or a Trekkie, I haven't promoted that shirt quite as much as I should. So that's the way you can really support us. Also, I never mention it, but please go to the affiliates page or go to one of my video descriptions and just click on the Amazon link, bookmark that link. Because when you do that, it doesn't cost you anything, but I get a gift card every month or two or whatever from Amazon, and I reinvest in everything we do here for equipment, things that we need to produce video and audio. It really helps out, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Right on. That all great stuff as we constantly update and upgrade our mics. Maybe we need to downgrade because some of the lower level ones are sounding better at a far better price. But yeah, man, we appreciate all that you do here, guys. So definitely subscribe to his YouTube channel. Those yoga videos are just so awesome for me after coming off the road. I don't want to do a big 45-minute superset, and I just want to get my spine aligned. Stevie's got it all right there for you, whether you're beginner, novice, or an expert. They go by quickly, and you feel so much better when you're done doing them. I know I do. I'm going to do one today, actually, after my main workout. As I get ready for Immortal Wrestling this weekend, Rome, New York Infidels taking on Fatal 4-Way match, Stevie. I think this is my first Fatal 4-Way, but for the Northeastern Championship. So I got a couple tricks up my sleeve, man. I plan on bringing the belt home to the Horsemen. You'll see me back here next week in the locker room with new gold. I'm pretty positive. As we keep things all positive for you infidels moving forward here, prowrestlingtees.com/Ben Hamin, at BWO Stevie on Twitter, Stevie Richards on Instagram, at Ben_Hamin on Twitter, and Hacker Hamin on Instagram. We'll have new pics, new videos for you guys, I'm sure, all weekend long as we continue on down the road here, Infidels, because it's not this locker room, it's the next one, because we already cashed in this envelope and we got to get a fatter check next time around. Well, maybe, unless you don't want to book me in Pennsylvania here on your Friday locker room. YOLO.